Well, that sucked. Yesterday was not fun. Yesterday was very bad. Yesterday left me very pissed off. And I finally have had some time to sleep, get over it, and kind of move on. I'm still really upset and I'm still not happy. So for today's video, I'm going to be discussing the injury updates for all of the injuries that happened. I mean, it's 6 injuries that happened yesterday's game. And I'm going to give you my analysis and my thoughts on the team as a whole and on what's going on for the rest of the season. But guys, this is quite literally the craziest thing in the world. The Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, are a better run organization right now. They didn't like their head coach, so they fired him. Now that's 2 head coaches in 2 years, but they wanted to make changes, so they did. Your move, Saints. It's your move, Mickey Loomis. And if Mickey won't do it, Gail Benson. It's your move now. So guys, lock us in, because if the New Orleans Saints fire Dennis Allen, we will go live. We will break it down. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to go through all of the replacements, all sorts of interesting news and updates and all of that. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you never miss a video. I'm your host, Trace Gerard, and let's talk some New Orleans Saints football. Now, there's a lot of injuries that happened yesterday, and the first 2 on this list, Michael Thomas, Marshon Lattimore, they were on the IR going into this game. Now, wide receiver Chris Olave went up and made an insane, I'm telling you, absolutely wild catch that was out of bounds, that was not ruled a catch, and he got a concussion. It's not looking good. There's not really many updates out around that. Rashid Shaheed, he left with a thigh injury, was very pissed off. More thoughts on that here in just a second. Erik McCoy, he got hurt with a shoulder injury. Ryan Ramczyk, he left for an unknown reason, and then the following play, Landon Young just completely missed his assignment. Juwan Johnson, he got hurt, did return to the game, as did Alontae Taylor, also got hurt but returned to the game. But these are injuries that are still impactful and are going to make a difference in the upcoming weeks. And as for Rashid Shaheed, Ian Rappaport, Nick Underhill, and a lot of other guys tweeting out, it does sound like Rashid Shaheed avoided major injury. He's more day-to-day than anything, sources said. Nick Underhill, was, his tweet was essentially, they're likely not going to have him this week. There's not going to be around. So it's kind of like a conflicting report, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be, he's on IR, he's done for the season, just we're mailing it in. I think we will get to see Sheed play again this season, rocking number 22. And I just also want to say congratulations to Atlanta. Congrats. Like, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations. It only took 8 injuries, a terribly officiated game on both sides. I'm just going to say on both sides. I don't think that the officiating was good. I'm not going to use that excuse as why we lost. I don't like it. I think the NFL officiating has been shit all year long. But yeah, congratulations. Only took 8 injuries. And the worst combination of NFL head coach and offensive coordinator, at least that's still around. I was talking with producer Chip, and I was thinking, this has to be the worst NFL head coach and offensive coordinator combo. At least that's what it is in terms of who's still left. It took all of that for you to beat the Saints. So congratulations, Atlanta. I'm so glad it only took literally everything being basically handed to you on a silver platter. And not on top of that, it also, you were handed an absolute blessing, because look at this wide receiver depth chart. You guys, the Atlanta Falcons, they beat A.T. Perry, Keith Kirkwood, and Lynn Bowden Jr. as their starting wide receivers. Just let that settle in. You didn't get full 4 quarters of Chris Olave. You didn't even get full 4 quarters of Rashid Shaheed. You got 0 quarters of Michael Thomas because he's on IR. That's my freaking point. It took all of that for you to win. But now the NFC South standings are as follows. You can see it right here. Those frauds are on top. These frauds are number 2. 1-2 record in the NFC South. Worst division in football. Congratulations, Dennis Allen. Clap it up for him, because holy shit, it is just terrible what he's been doing. Tampa Bay, 4-7. And here's the crazy thing. Carolina, they're still alive. They're not done. So thank you, NFC South. Thank you for giving us the worst division in football, because every single team is still alive. Even the Carolina Panthers. they could still win the division. Believe it or not, they could. In some crazy world, in some crazy fashion, in a wild multiverse that I don't ever want to visit, the Carolina Panthers win the division this year. That's unbelievable to me. Now, I want you guys to let me know and take a guess for me. Who do you think's going to win the NFC South? I was going to say the New Orleans Saints. But after yesterday's game, no. I'm thinking the Falcons are going to win it. I want the Saints to win it. For what it's worth, I think they can. But will they? No, I don't think that they will. I think that they're going to fold. I think they're not going to be able to take this pressure. I think they've already gotten hit in the mouth too many times, and I don't think they're going to be able to bounce back. And it's nothing to do with the players. It has everything to do with the coaching staff because there is not a winning culture there. So I also do want to I know we were just really negative there, but I want to bring some positivity here. The reports coming out of, yesterday's game and out of the locker room and everything, Alvin Kamara specifically doesn't believe that the locker room is lost. And all the players are on the same page with each other. And that's important because these next 6 games, you have no choice but to win. Now, I hate to say it, the Lions might beat you by 50. There's a really very real world where we could see Detroit put up 60-plus points and the Saints lose by 50. The Panthers should win that one. Can't say you will, but you should. The Giants, holy cow, if Tommy DeVito and the New York frickin' Giants take down the New Orleans Saints in the Dome, I might lose my mind. I might never watch another Saints football game again if that happens. Week 16, you have to travel to L.A. and go play the Rams in SoFi Stadium. You beat them last year, but the Rams are playing good football right now. Not great, but they're not playing nearly as bad a football as the Saints. The Bucs, they had you their way with you last time they played. And the Falcons, we all know what happened yesterday. But guys, also I want to just give you guys this information just in case you want to visit any of these games or travel or go to any of these games in New Orleans. Check out Game Time. It's an awesome ticketing app, and they are today's sponsor, so shout out to Game Time. Do you hate missing your favorite live events? Well, just this month, Game Time has helped me do all of that, or helped me do just that by helping me get floor seats to multiple concerts. I got club level seats at Jerry World. I was able to go to a Rangers World Series game, and I also got my girlfriend and I some tickets that I can't say because Christmas is coming up. So it would not have been made possible without Game Time. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SAINTSCHAT for a $20 off your first purchase. Now, my favorite thing about the Game Time app is it's so user-friendly. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on any of the competing ticketing websites, and I've just been like, all right, where is my seat going to be? I've heard of section 256, but what's the view look like? Well, Game Time lets you see it because you can literally pick your section, your row, the price point, and then the next picture, look, that's the view. And if you move it, the camera, you move your phone, it's like a 360 camera, so you can go up, down, left, right, backwards, forwards, and even in black and white if you really want to. You can get so many deals. You can get so many awesome opportunities and build so many great memories with the Game Time app. So go download the app. It's a free application. All you have to do is plug in code SAINTSCHAT, SAINTSCHAT. You see it down below me. You get $20 off. So shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's video. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code SAINTSCHAT for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All that information in the comment section description of this video. All right, back on track now. You remember the 6 games that we have left? The moral of the story: win, win, and win. You have to win. You can't split these next games 3-3 because that's not going to get you to the postseason. Now, I know that I talked about what Alvin Kamara said, and he mentioned that he wasn't out on that the locker room hadn't been lost yet. Here is that exact quote. So we're going to reward those of y'all who stuck around through the ad read. I just feel like there's too much talking about what we need to look like. What we need to find is a real fix. Not just, we got to be better. We want to get better every week. That's obvious. Let's get past that. How are we going to get better? And basically what I'm getting out of all of this is Alvin Kamara is basically saying, you got to get rid of the coaches without saying it. You can't say that. Like, you can't be like, oh, I hate my head coach. He stinks. I want him gone. Like, there's a certain, level of professionalism you have to have when you're an athlete and you're a professional athlete and you have cameras in your face. You have a microphone right in front of your mouth. Like, you can't just say, yeah, I want Dennis Allen gone. I think that's a terrible look. And shout out to Alvin Kamara for being a, smart guy and doing what he thinks or saying what he feels without saying it. So I have a million reasons as to why Dennis Allen stinks, but I think I boiled it down to these three. The overall record is bad, and the Saints record, it's just bad. I mean, he's one of the he is in the top 5 worst coaches of all time who've coached more than 60 games. He is in the bottom 5 worst coaches of all time who've coached more than 60 games. Like, in case you couldn't hear that, I had to make it blatantly clear there. He also got to handpick his quarterback. He got to just take his cream of the crop. He got to say, I want Derek Carr. Bring me DC4. Guess what? Carr's been bad. He has 10 touchdowns in 11 games. Not good. Really not good. And they're still losing games, and they're still playing like shit despite the easiest schedule in the NFL. That's the craziest part about all this. This team is so talented on paper, but they have terrible leadership, and they don't know what they're doing. And my biggest point about all this, he is not a culture builder. And this culture, or this team, this organization, has no identity whatsoever. And I find this hilarious because I made this graphic, and then about 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, a whole quote from Dennis Allen came out about the culture. So I want to give credit to Catherine Terrell for putting this out on X. I'm just going to read you verbatim what the tweet says. It's a quote from Dennis Allen. I wouldn't say we don't have an identity. There's no identity. I thought we ran the ball effectively. We were able to get the ball downfield effectively. We made some critical mistakes, and if we don't make critical mistakes in those situations, we're probably having a different discussion. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That's obviously what we're going to be doing. Like, you continuously play bad. You continuously use the excuse of we just have to play better. We have to execute better. We have to be better. Can't make mistakes. Fix them! Fix the damn mistakes! We're going into what, week 13? Like, oh my goodness. And here, the quote's not done. Dennis Allen continued, I think we have explosive players on offense. I think we've proven we can be explosive on offense. I don't disagree. You have proven you can be, but you're not an explosive team. That's what somebody says. Like, we can be good at this, but that's what somebody says when they're not good at something. I think we prove we can be explosive on offense. Defensively, we do a really good job of taking the football away. There's some areas in both phases and all 3 phases that we have to improve on. And to finish it out, here's my favorite part. I think we have a fast, explosive offense, and I think we have an opportunistic defense. You do not have an explosive offense. You have an offense that can be explosive, that makes explosive plays here and there, but the Saints offense is awful. You can't score inside the red zone. Inside the 20 yesterday, you were 0 for 5. Explosive teams score touchdowns 1 out of 5 times, at least. Are you effing kidding me? Sure, opportunistic defense, but an offense that does nothing with it. You have an opportunistic defense that capitalizes when they're given an interception or a fumble or a big play, when it's on a silver platter. But when a mobile quarterback gets out of the pocket, when a running back who's not that good just gets 2 yards, all of a sudden this defense just folds and acts like they're a JV football team. And that is everything to do with the coaching. You're a defensive-minded coach, and the bread and butter, of this team, the lifeblood of this team has been the defense. And that is now bad. What else do you want to fix here, man? What else could we possibly do here? So I'm just going to let you guys get into the comment section and voice your frustrations. Get creative. Like, I'm telling you, the funnier, the more creative, like, I might have to give you a shout out if some of these actually make me laugh. But describe this Saints team in 3 words or less. Mine, bad, boring, and they're a circus, an absolute circus, and the ringleader is Dennis Allen. Mickey Loomis is the guy who puts on the lights and everything. Gail Benson's the puppeteer making all of it happen. This team is a circus. They're a train wreck, and it's awful. And my final thoughts on the day. Holy cow, I'm so worked up. This offseason is going to make or break the franchise. Like, serious talk right here. This offseason, whether or not they can make good decisions with the coaching staff, whether they can make good decisions in the draft, whether they can restructure contracts correctly, whether they bring in big-time free agents or they bring in somebody small but very impactful with a small like, there's so many things that have to go well this offseason that will make or break this franchise. And I'm not kidding. Like, this could be the offseason that the next 5-6 years we talk about. This season and last offseason. Like, I hate to tell you guys that, and I hate to scare y'all if that does scare you guys, but unfortunately, we're not heading a good path. And we're not headed, or down a good path, we're not heading in a good direction. But we're going to be here every single step along the way. We're going to be making videos all throughout it. We're going to try and have fun, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing because that's what Saints fans do. Despite if you have an absolute doofus and a bozo and an absolute clown running your football team, we're going to keep at it. We're going to stay strong in our passion, and we're going to keep on screaming, who dat, who dat, who dat, saying they're going to beat them Saints. Y'all stay golden. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll catch you next time. See ya.